Introducing the all-new YEMA Yachtingraf Second. What's Second? Well, it's the alias of a French artist and designer known for vandalizing watches in the most charming ways. Some say he's defacing dials, others absolutely love it. But no matter what side you're on, one thing's for certain, he keeps getting away with it. Which brings us to his latest crime scene, the Yachtingraf. A chaotic reimagining of YEMA's vintage 1960s regatta chronograph. You can see the old vintage dial here next to the new dial, and they've done a good job in keeping the original vibe. But this new watch uses a Seiko Mecha Quartz, the VK63 movement. So of course, the sub-dials are going to be different. I know some YEMA fans are more used to the in-house automatics, but this Seiko movement does have some advantages. Low maintenance, quartz accuracy, and a smooth mechanical sweep of the chrono. Now let's take a look at the case. It's got brushing on the sides and, more interestingly, on the inside portion of the lugs. This portion also tapers downward, giving the lug a 3D sculpted look. The bezel is flat at the base, and that lines up perfectly with the side slab case, giving the watch a taller look than its size might indicate. Then it continues to taper upwards, all the way up to that thick Hesalite crystal. Yes, that's right, no sapphire here, so keeping true to the 1960s original. And a cool feature YEMA added to this chronograph is the pushers. They engraved tiny circles to resemble graffiti spray cans. One's red and one's blue. It's pretty cheeky. So what's the dimensions? Well, I got 38.5 millimeters in diameter and a secret measurement of 34 even. We got a thickness of 13.2, but the domed Hesalite does add 2 millimeters. And we got no drilled lugs and a lug-to-lug of 45.5. So compact, and on the wrist it wears true to size and sits flat. And I love when watches wear flat, that's always a win in my book. However, it's a touch thicker than I'd prefer, especially for a Mecha Quartz, but I don't think it's a deal breaker. The lug width is a vintage 19 millimeters, not 20 like you may have preferred. And it comes fitted with a YEMA branded Tropic strap. A Tropic makes sense because it's a sailing watch after all. You want something that can handle the salt water. That said, the rubber YEMA used here is pretty stiff. One of the firmer Tropics I've handled, not really a fan. It has a signed YEMA buckle, and the portion at the lugs is a flat cut, so not a rounded end piece. I might swap it out for something softer in the future. Now moving on, this watch features a push-pull crown embossed with the YEMA Y logo. And even though it's a chronograph with multiple water entry points, it still gives you a confidence-inspiring 100 meters of water resistance. So very nice. Okay, so now let's talk about Second and what did he do? Well, he painted the dial. You have a triple register layout, 24-hour indicator at 3, a running seconds subdial at 6, and a 15-minute regatta countdown timer at the 9 o'clock. But forget about the usual clean, professional aesthetic. This dial looks like it got tagged in an alleyway. It's got a hand-drawn spray can energy to it. A little cartoony, a little three-dimensional. It's a bit chaotic. But that's the fun part, and there's even white paint dripping off those subdials. Like the artist himself shook the can a little too long. The watch features baton hands applied high polish hour markers, but the star of the show is that oversized white sweep hand. It's got a large arrow tip, it's playful, bold, and it really pops against the black dial. The white chapter ring frames everything nicely, and I gotta say, with everything being considered, on the wrist, it's definitely a visual win. It just looks fantastic, although it's a little tall. Now we're gonna look at the Lume. The Lume Swiss Super Luminova BGW9, but there isn't much of it. So you're gonna get a sense of the time, but of course, there's no night racing here. And no time grapher here because it's a quartz. And you're getting decent quartz accuracy, not the typical 15 seconds a month. This one is rated plus minus 20 seconds a month. Not a big deal, still very accurate. Okay, so what's the price of this brand new French regatta timer? Well, this watch comes in at 449 USD, which is very affordable for a YEMA watch. But I gotta say, I wish it had a sapphire at this price point. I know the acrylic is period correct for the watch it is homaging, but the movement isn't correct. So, I think a sapphire should have been included. But that's just my thoughts. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Links down in the description. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in the next one.